Orthopedic Center of Illinois Sports Desk.
It's one of those days where we have a lot in sports tonight, and we have to dive right in. Round 2 of postseason football from around the state. We have around 5 minutes of action. So let's go. Starting in Class 2A, Maroa Forsyth hosting Johnston City, who they beat in the semifinals last season. That was a road game, this one on home turf, and Jordan Waters gets the scoring going at Walter Boyd. As the Trojans, they're on top early, breaks the plane. And they would keep that offense rolling in the first half. Ryan Shepard this time around the far end, and he gets in. Maroa Forsyth extending the lead once again. And then we get to a bad man. Zach Smith, 1 tackle, broken, 2, 3, toss another defender to the side, and he's gone. To the house, Trojans roll. Final 41-6. And then to the 5 games I got around the Springfield area. First, Williamsville hosting Porta AC. The Blue Jays, they came to play in the first. Lane McNally working in the pocket, steps up, and he hits Logan Baker, his senior weapon, for the touchdown. But the Bullets, a quick response, and it's the quarterback, big man Jackson Sanders on the QB run, eating some contact on the way, and wouldn't be denied. Touchdown Bullets. And then they draw a turnover. Drew Carter, he coughs it up on the return. Bullets, they recover, and then they'd add a field goal before Matthew Miller took over. 3 second-quarter TDs as the Bullets, they move on. And then Class 4A at Sacred Heart Griffin, Cyclones against Carterville. And it was the SHG defense holding Carterville to their worst offensive game of the season. Ball deflected there, and Lucas Oslin with an INT. And then Johnson throwing again for the Lions, looking deep. And again, it's a Cyclone, but Mikey Gresh this time with the takeaway before SHG starts to put a bow on this one. Cam Brinkman, the QB keeper, across the goal line. Now Johnson, he would return the favor on a QB run on the other end, but Thomas Southern, he wraps it up. Cyclones and Rockets in the 4A quarterfinals next weekend. And my 6A stop today, Glenwood hosting East St. Louis, a flag-filled contest that started very tight. Flyers striking first as Reese Shanklin, he hit Ronnie Go Miller across the middle, and he goes untouched. East St. Louis, they take the lead early. But the Titans, their next drive, stringing a few first downs together. Knaler finding his man here, Henry Rose, for a nice gain. That before he's going to connect with Larry Wills for a big Glenwood gain. He would actually get upended here on the tackle from behind, but after a few Flyer flags, try again. The Titans did. Grady Mueller punching it in, but East St. Louis, they move on 53-14. And 2 more games for me, 8-man football, South Fork and West Carroll. Thunder QB Winter Harrington, he's going to let this one go early in the contest, but to the wrong color jersey. Brody Lush, the pony takeaway. And then we welcome back George Bailey to the News Channel 20 Sports Highlights. Bailey up the gut for one of his 4 rushing touchdowns in the game. But South Fork, they can do it through the air too. Brody Van Hooser with a high pass, Hudson Hout for the score, and then a different West Carroll arm, same result. Another interception for Brody Lush, a nice return, and then Bailey, he would fight for his 2nd rushing touchdown. He's up to 41 on the season. Ponies riding into the semifinals. And then final game for me, Pawnee and Amboy, the 4 versus the 5 seed, but this one was all Amboy. First quarter, it's Clipper give to Jose Lopez, and Lopez just breaks the plane. Touchdown Amboy, but Pawnee, they were forced to kick a field goal not long after. It's blocked. Big Clipper special teams play, and the Indians, they respond with a 4th down stop. But the offense, they just couldn't get rolling. Lopez, he adds another touchdown as Pawnee, they fall big in the quarterfinals. Now I'll hand things over to Carson Gordy, who's got you covered out east.
Hey, Sammy, over in the east side of Central Illinois, we have multiple 2 and 3A teams that are still alive for a state championship. The 3A battle, Unity taking on their rival Monticello. For most of the game, it was a defensive battle, but the Rockets quarterback Dane Eisenmaker breaking the tie with a sneak, and the Rockets go up 21-14. It was the last drive for Monticello, 4th down, and quarterback Nolan Bennenkemper finds his target. But just 4 plays later, another 4th down. But he evades the pressure and scrambles for the 1st down to keep their season alive. No time left, last play regulation. The Sages score a touchdown, but no extra point, folks. They're going for 2 in the win. Bennenkemper scrambling on the conversion, fires it, but intercepted by Trey Hogar. Rockets survive and advance. Up next is Williamsville on Saturday.
You kind of picture in the back of your head, I want to intercept this, or did it just happen?
Obviously, I wanted to make the game-saving play, and everyone else was covered, so I just kind of ended up getting the ball thrown my way, and I just went and made a play on it.
Right.
Absolutely, that was fun. That was really fun. I couldn't imagine a better game and a better ending.
And in 2A, Westfield putting their undefeated record on the line, but the Tigers' rushing attack, it was just too much for the Indians. Tigers go up 7-0 after a methodical early drive. And after getting another stop on defense, Westfield would add another touchdown right up the gut, and they would go up 14-0. Tigers win 49-13, and they're scoring 55 points per game this year. And the Tigers would play the winner of Arthur and Cumberland. And thank you again to Rep King Media for sending over these clips. Cumberland putting up quite the fight early, 4th and 3, and Waylon Forden hauls in a receiving touchdown. But Arthur, they would take control, getting an interception and outscoring Cumberland 27-8 in the second half with a balanced offensive attack. Arthur, they improved to 11-0, and they got a date with Westville on Saturday. And here's the bracket for 2A. The winner of Westville and Arthur, they would either play Flora or Moreau at Forsyth in the semifinal. The Trojans, they played in that state championship game last year. They're loaded on offense. In 3A, we have a potential classic. Unity taking on Williamsville in the 1-4 matchup, and it is possible. Winner's going to be taking on a 14-seed St. Joseph Ogden in the Final Four. And in 5A, Muhammad Seymour, they did lose to the 1-seed Washington. That's going to end their year at 7-4. Then in 1A, Gibson City lost to Lena Winslow, so that's going to end their year at 8-3. I'm Carson Gordy. Thank you for watching, and take care.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure to watch more videos from News Channel 20.